than the actual present. Actually gonna move this over here just so it's out of the way. Good evening, denizens of the internet, and welcome to another stream with me, T. I'm still editing stuff up and getting things going. So give me a minute. This is slightly new territory. I'm streaming off of my MacBook for the first time and figuring out OBS over here. Figure it's easier than running a giant HDMI cable from my MacBook to my computer whenever I want to do something. So also forgive me for the why's the resolution like that? Okay, fine. This is gonna be weird dealing with shit. The power of not coming prepared. I'm gonna move these over here as a reference, and then I've got to set up the stream window over here. Where's the analytics page? Stream summary overview. Stream manager. Why is this just not the default page, bruv? So this should be okay. That's taken care of. One, I've got a quick garage band. Oh yeah, I actually have a mouse. I can do that. I can use a mouse. All right. Now we have OBS capturing here in the right window frame. Now, setting up draw pile. I don't know why you're so zoomed in there. Gonna bring you out, get the warm up page going. Put on the actual glove. And then I'm gonna move this here, open up my settings. Now I've got to make this mirror. Stop mirroring for a minute. Extending this display, mirror that display. Okay. Which is gonna resize that. And that means I've got to recalibrate my pen. Oh my god, this is so much more difficult than it needs to be. Got color profile here, optimize that, optimize for... No, we don't want to optimize for that, we want to optimize for this. Okay, there. Oh, you don't want to extend it. Mirror. We're not mirroring that display, we're mirroring this one. Now you want this here. This is so. Okay. Good. And because it's mirroring this display. Did I push? Oh, hold on. The annoying thing about having the drawing glove is that it doesn't, because one of my fingers aren't there, it doesn't pick up gestures all that well. So I'm gonna move you there. Let's calibrate, make sure this is right. Uno, dos. Tres. Cuatro. Cinco. Then. Okay, cool. We're good. We're good there. So now we're gonna bring up draw pile again. Okay. Don't necessarily need to full screen it, but I can. Okay. So that's should be everything going. The next thing I need to do is do love me some Lo-Fi Symphony of the Night. I'm not gonna lie, this was a good choice. And we are here. Just gonna be that. Copy this. I really should have done this beforehand. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to spend too much time on the whole warm-up thing. I should be moused into the window that I'm going to actually be using, so get full control of everything.
You on the phone?
No, I'm live.
Oh.
Okay. So, nothing too major, just get that hand warmed up a bit. Getting these lines straight is still gonna be a pain, but better than not doing so. So if you were there on the last one, the missus came up with this little warm-up system. So I figure I'm gonna use it as best I can to try and hone basics at least. We're not really going to worry about things like shading and whatnot. At this point, the goal is to do as best I can for putting the lines on the screen. Feels disingenuous to say page. I should actually be listening to this in my ear just to double check how it sounds actually, which I can do because I have earbuds. Oh yeah, but and again, sorry for the buzzing, I'm in the bedroom and I've got the fish tanks running, so that should be what that is, you know? And I can't not have the fish tanks on because I like the fish and I don't want them to die. But, you know, problems with owning pets. Not really problems, like they're nice little relaxations to look at when I'm dealing with life being life, you know? I did try and do a people when I tried practicing this last time, and it came out horribly, to be honest. The people I drew was abysmal, you know. I think if whatever creator deity exists in this world saw my attempt at drawing the people, they would have rescinded my right to try again, and I think would have asked for a refund on his investment. But you know, you got to start somewhere. All good things, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day and all those cliches. So and considering that this is all an effort to the fact that I want to at least draw my own stream assets, you know, and get some ideas out the way, like, you know, story ideas, character designs, things that actual creative people have great ability to just churn out. I want to get those ideas out of my head and into some form of tangible medium myself. And this is obviously the first step, you know? Just doing what you can I? One thing I kind of dislike about the scroll wheel idea is that go back to that. Don't know why I like this kind of magenta color for line work. So that just might be my line work color until I get bored and change my mind, you know? Oh wait, hold on. First things first is to remember to switch back to the pen that you're using, to be fair. So definitely just love the options of brushes in Drawpile. I was not expecting this free program to be so robust, all things considered. Although, I mean, I've also used Krita, so I guess I shouldn't be too surprised, but still in for all and then some. This is very good. I don't have much to compare it to apart from doing sprite work in Photoshop way back when in paper and pencil as a kid and shit, but all things considered, one, this is a nice program, and this tablet pen, both of them are great investments. Even used, like this tablet costs about $250, and I would definitely say, even if it is missing the function that is the touch pad on the scroll wheel, you know, it's definitely still worth the price. It's very intuitive, but I guess that's less a thing of the tool and more a thing of the medium and more the program that it's being used in. So we'll see. One thing I know I've been dealing with recently is that I've been wanting to draw, like actually get into artwork for ages. You know, everybody draws when they're a kid, and I used to trace Sonic characters and whatnot, and it came out decent. Tried to do Sora from Samurai Showdown 64 years ago, and the proportions were all wrong and came out a bit too chunky. I think I still have that, so if I can find it, I'll redo it and maybe show it one day. You know? The things you do when you're in college and 17 and don't get to really do much. But I've never really had the wherewithal to think about how I would start this journey. I mean, and I grew up, going to school over here, ran into a lot of artists. Going to college. It's a track and a program track that I would not recommend. It's insanely hard for no reason. I mean, we have very slim job prospects, to be fair. You know, the effort is not worth the reward, but I can understand the personal fulfillment of getting a handle on that tool set and being able to give form to things that people see in their heads, you know? So, but I think everybody wants to to some degree always wants to do art at some point. Draw. You know, it comes from when you're a kid and you don't really know what you want to do with yourself in life. Oh crap, I forgot that this is not... I forgot the most important rule is to make a new layer. I mean, I'm already going to need to make a new layer. Anyway, this isn't going to be used for anything. But good to get into the habit that way. When I want to actually do things, I can, you know? Now, I was doing body. You know, the division line for the basic torso is about here. Although, arguably, I would say it's about here because everybody's legs are a bit longer than their body, so probably around mid fourth circle, around here. You know? Just for the basic structure of your body. Things that aren't like arms and legs. I like to think that the basic shapes are somewhat triangular in nature, you know? Not fully, you know, we're not Dorito people, but we're not really boxes either, where we kind of exist to a point. Alright, definitely a flaw I've done here is that I haven't really left much room for arm joints over here, so this people is not gonna have definitely saying people because that's what she's labeled as, draw people. So we're gonna draw people. You know, the basic existence of what a people would be. It's also dawned on me that I think I've left OBS on this window. Oh wait, no, I haven't. That's good. I haven't left haven't left the OBS on this window, so I can keep an eye on things over here. But yeah, the basic tenets of drawing a people is what I've always said is shapes. So what did I do? Why did this? That's weird. Why did that line get? Am I not in? I think. Okay, don't think I was clicked into the program. Okay. And although I've got the undo key, I don't want to immediately resort to using it. You know, I don't mind using the actual erase function. It's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted this pen to begin with, because it's got the erase function that you could just flip it over and erase, you know. I think the arm, the upper arm is a bit too long, but your arms do descend just past the waist, so that will do. There we go. Well, let's give this another shot. Because I would say, yeah, to be fair, not having the end of that there, it's not too bad either. I can, because now I've got to account for the wrist, which is a smaller joint right there. And then we have a bigger joint to represent hand, you know, because your hand doesn't just come out your arm, it's got the pivot point. the hard part is not always making everything so sketchy. Yo, this Symphony of the Night mix is actually boom though. Like for real, it's proper good things. Then we got a kneecap there, which I can then use as a mirror for just here. And then there. For something that's meant to be like a little simple warm-up piece, I'm putting way too much effort into this. But then I guess the effort that I'm putting into now, if I try this again in a couple months, that's gonna take no time at all. It's gonna look like nothing, you know? End of the day, just trying to. What did I just do? Oh no, I just shifted everything over here. Cool. We're not bad. Because I've been going to the gym as well for the past couple months. Yeah, calves are long. Lower legs are very much long. You know. Okay. I think my proportions are a bit jacked, you know? So maybe I cut the torso a bit too short, although I guess I don't really need to use all 4 spaces for the people, you know? I guess at some point I'm gonna have to start studying anatomy just to get a better understanding of this mess. That being said though, just as a basic hey, this is a vaguely bipedal creature shape. It could be a lot worse. See if I can do she could want arm joint there. We're gonna go into, don't really care if it overlaps, honestly, the bubbles are there just for a guide anyway. And this is going, okay, so I think it was just a bit too short there. But then okay, so yeah, I've done a thing and I've drawn a people. Cool. Just gonna save this. Today's what, the 6th? So okay, so that's that taken care of. We're gonna open up a new canvas. It's cool that I can set the colors and shit, but let's create it. So, oh shit, yeah, actual stream is still playing on the MacBook. We don't need that right now. Cool. I figure start off with something simple. I mentioned Sonic characters before. Oh my god. Please, MacBook, just do the thing. So what, I just can't resize you this way? No, I can only do it diagonally. OBS is... Alright, OBS is apparently having a bitch fit. Which is fine. I don't really need to see it in full right now anyway. But just for context, because, you know, you're not going to be able to see the reference. If I can... Gonna shift up here, come on. Come on. Come on. No, I guess not. Okay. This platform is so very confusing. This is what I'm going to be working on. Something simple. You know, Knuckles, a lot of simple shapes, just basic lines. A couple kind of like sort of non-harsh curves, you know. Got that pointy nose. I could use layers for the gloves and probably for the muzzle. Layer or two for the straps on his shoes and the giant Lego pieces. You know, get me used to working with layers. It's something simple that's not too hard. And, you know, Knuckles has been a favorite character of mine for years. Might as well use him to get my skills up in it. Let's first and foremost make sure that I'm clicked into this window, which I think is actually the hardest thing. Seeing as I'm here, I should probably save a copy of this, that way I can grab some reference details off it if I need to. I mean, it's not a very complex image, so I don't know if there'd be much. Well, let's choose zoom in and pinch on and whatnot, you know? But it is always good to have some form of basis, yeah. And then I hate the WebP format, by the way. The WebP format sucks. It's the worst file format ever. Fuck Google. Alright, so first things first, I guess, let's just get the basic. That's gonna be hard. We're gonna stick with the one line for now. So, be fair, the body is not that hard, you know, just a regular torso. We've got I don't think I'm actually going to finish this one tonight, you know, but that'll be the back that just stands up there. I don't want to too thick as well, so I can just use a bit of light pressure. I don't like the way that like fast line for the came out. I know it's meant to be kind of stylized, you know, so the actual shaping of the body and whatnot is very exaggerated.
May I annoy you with a suggestion?
I'm not sure. What are you saying?
May I annoy you with a suggestion?
Sure, what?
So keep Knuckles here, but make him a bottom layer and make him transparent, and then practice using the armature on top of him.
Okay, I'm gonna make another suggestion. Appreciated. You could have messaged me that on Discord.
Could I have?
Yes.
He really does have Lego shoes.
He does have Lego shoes. Get up, please.
Wow. Rude.
Very much so.
Come in here because I love you.
I know, appreciate
Ooh.
it. That's why I said please. Same to you, bro, Snobson. I mean, we are learning. We are learning, so I can just. I shouldn't have told her to get out because now I don't know how to actually do it. Yeah. I'm sorry, I take it back. I need you because I'm stupid. Okay. Oh wait, no, that's a grabby hand. That's one thing. Oh, can I just grab this? No. Okay, no. That only does it with the. God dang it. File. Open. Edit. Layer. New layer. Okay. First and foremost, I'm gonna make a new layer anyway. Alright. So how do I actually get this down here now?
What do you actually want it to do?
I don't know. You said I could just put the thing here to use as like a base.
Okay. So.
Are you really just eating?
Well, I was making a quesadilla, and then I heard your voice in distress, and then I heard you texted me. So.
I don't know why I take great offense to that statement. You're not wrong.
So what you want to do is you want to save that picture.
Which I've done.
Mm-hmm. And now you want to add it as a layer.
Oh my god, that means I've got to navigate Apple's file structure. Ugh.
No. From inside the program.
Means I have to navigate Apple's file structure. Ugh. Screw this, I have a mouse.
Import.
Import.
Mm-hmm. That's animation frames. Okay. Then perhaps you want to do it from edit. Paste from file.
At some point within the next couple weekends, I'm going to. Yeah, that'll do. Let's actually get that. Oh yeah, I shouldn't have. Be fair, actually, no, that's a good size. I'm not gonna. Yeah, no, this is a good size. I can.
Do you know how to fuddle with transparency?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna learn how to use Critter within like the next couple of weeks. So.
Okay. See on top of the layers it says opacity?
Okay. And then I can just leave that like that.
Mm-hmm. And then you want to click outside the selection so it actually takes.
Yes. What the hell is this?
That means you have a rotation tool on. Such a nerd.
Yes, very much so. Okay, I should have. Wait, is this the layer I want to work on? Or is this the layer I want to work on? Or does it matter?
Why don't you make layer 1 invisible and see if they have it just pasted on both. That's weird. Oh, see the lines next to layer 2? That should make it functional.
Okay, so this is the actual layer that I... Alright, wait, hold on.
And then put a layer on top of that, a blank layer.
We're gonna just delete that layer first.
Okay.
Okay, and now I can make a new one. Rename that, which is... Where's the thing for renaming? Ah, there we go.
I didn't even know that button was down there. I've just been right-clicking.
I mean... I actually can do that from my pen too. Didn't think about it. Blend view, multicolor.
Those you don't really need to screw with.
I'm going to do that later. Okay, so that's the base. This one we're working with now, which is gonna. That's gonna. Here we go. Boom. There. Okay, now. How do I turn off the translation-y move around thing? Is the question.
switch back to your brush. Up on your top menu up here.
Thank you.
Have fun, Hanson.
Okay. So, minor cheating.
Cheese?
No.
Oh.
Minor cheating, but I'm gonna work with it for now. And I guess... Alright. If that's the case, then I should make my line color a different shade. So, we're gonna go back to the whatever the hell this is. I'm not sure if it's magenta or terracotta or what. It's a type of red. Yep, that'll do. No, wait, so but does turning up and down the opacity on that layer. Okay. No, but when I do that now, that makes the opacity on that. Okay, that's my scaling. Oh my god, how the hell does this all work? Because that just makes the opacity of the actual brush a thing. Oh my god, why is it gotta undo everything? Okay, so turn the opacity up here. Can I turn the opacity down there? Do it? No, it doesn't. It just. Okay, so then this is the one I want to work off of there, and then I can work off of this one. So this is my base layer. Oh my god. And no, that's not the... Dang it. Okay. Okay. Oh, this is painful. And it's almost 9 o'clock. I don't know why I was expecting to be done with this by now when I know, or you know that I do not know how to use this program. So we've got... I don't care if the lines are exact, I just want to get the rough outline going and I can work from there. You know? And that's how you cut that for the leg separation to show that, you know, that's a grain. Because grains are important. Be kind to your growing kids, or well, not kids. I don't want any of my content to be for kids. Ugh. Be kind to your growing people. That's where your kids come from. Without the groin, none of us would be here. So, to be fair, how do I want to do this now? I think I want to have a layer for this arm here, a layer for the tail, right? Then a layer for the muzzle, a layer for the head shape and the quills, and then a layer for the eyes. No? Oh, 2 layers for the eyes, because it would be the scale color and then the irises. Okay, so kind of get away. I think I can kind of get away with the hands being there. Let me think about this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 maybe? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 layers. Oh god, this is gonna be bad. So we're just gonna make each one. We're just gonna make each layer now. So let's start off with the quills. I've actually got an entire YouTube video of like, hey, so this is how you draw it, propped up, and I'm not using it. So muzzle, hit OK, and nose, nose, eyes, X, irises. Oh wait. That was fine. Iris. Okay. Arm. I'm not sure if I'm gonna separate the right fists into their own separate thing for now. I'm not really gonna need to be doing a lot of repositioning and transforming at some point because, you know, it's just a trace of the outlines. So you can literally just follow the form. And gotta make sure we label all of our attributes properly. It just dawned on me as well that in doing all this, I'm not I gotta have the chat window open for at some point. I gotta find a place to put that. That's for the tail. And then right hand. No, left hand. Let me turn on light. There we go. Better to see. Cool. Still working with the body for now. I'm gonna make a rough estimation because what Knuckles' back is. Am I on the right layer? Yeah. Am I on the. Oh, okay. I guess I'm on the erase brush, which is problematic. Now, Knuckles does have a bit of torso to him, so we're gonna estimate where his back is and go from there. You know, just to give us an idea of what his posture would look like. You know? Yeah, decent not gonna be up by that. Covered up by his dread thingies anyway, so that's no big. Somewhere on there. Oh, dang it, I forgot the layer for the shoes. I can add actual layers for the shoes later, once I get the basic outline of the shoes, but that's cool. So we're gonna do. Let's just work our way up the body. Just to idea where a cheek would be. I assume this would run over here. Muzzle. Kind of like a chin anyway, you know? And having the muzzle fleshed out will give us an idea of where things will go in proportion to the body. This is gonna need... I'm not even gonna bother cleaning up all this line shit right now because I'm not a professional. I'm an amateur in every sense of the word. An amateur that, although is enjoying this, would much rather be playing Street Fighter right now. Like, genuinely much rather be playing Street Fighter right now. You know? I love how some of my assets are just not named, not capitalized. And the pedant in me is screaming. Is that really being pedantic? Not. I don't know. Maybe I should do a different color for certain assets so they don't bleed together. Especially because I tend to press naturally hard when I shouldn't be. I can at least right now. First on the nose. Let's go back to the muzzle real quick and thin out these lines a bit. The good thing is that Pharrell Symphony of the Night has amazing music, and so amazing, in fact, that the remixes are also godlike. Like, my goodness, my great googly of the moogly. Chirimane, can't believe it. Her soundtrack, and this is what you come up with. Just gifted beyond compare. Still too thick. Good thing is I can. Okay. That'll do. That'll do. That'll do. And I can adjust as needs be. So we've got the nose, we got the muzzle. Now we wanna get the shape of the eyes, exterior eyes, which is why I named them in that way, because anything that goes in them and around them okay. If you turn down the opacity for a bit, it's not too bad. It's not terrible at the moment, you know. I could be doing far worse. I would like to note also that this piece of artwork is clearly non-canon, because I would like to think that this is Knuckles with chuckle, and we already know that he does not chuckle. Well, how do we know this? Because I'm a nerd, and therefore an idiot, and therefore a bit too knowledgeable about this crap. Alright. I think that eye is gonna... No, I think that eye is gonna need to be a bit more pronounced. We're gonna go back there. Eye exterior. For forgot I can do this because I fancy. And because I forgot I can do this too late as well, I can clean up the point on this nose a bit too. Just so it's a bit more pronounced as opposed to... There we go. See that? That's progress. That's progress. I'm gonna... Oh, I love the Catacombs theme. To be fair, I might just open up YouTube and just play the Symphony and that soundtrack verbatim in a minute. Such a good soundtrack, like, oh my god. I don't know how, like, streamers and art streamers do this without, especially without anybody to talk to. This all feels like very incoherent rambling at the moment, you know? Which is a thing. Let's get that butt brow going. Now, if I didn't have the line art, there's a good chance that this would also look like a, I am gonna probably just get the basic shape of this, then come back and maybe try and shade it in. I think I'll leave it matte for now. So this is probably gonna end up being unfinished. You know, just so I can get it over with. Get a bit more pronounced ridge on there we go. Oh, this is where the quills start becoming a thing. Well, you know, I mean, we're gonna pop in over here, right? Is there just a... Oh yeah, there is. There's a thing for this where it's the grabby hand where I can just manipulate this stuff. Cool. Cool. So, roughly where would that quill pop out at? Let's say maybe about here? Let's say maybe about here. So let's just... No, I'm probably being unnecessary by trying to... estimate where everything would go, because obviously, you know, this is all layered, so a lot of the actual shape of the character and the form is covered up by other things, you know. Actually, I think it's... you know what? Actually, that might be a dick move, because I think it's my friend's birthday coming up, and he hates tails. Maybe I'll... If I get good enough before then, I'll do him a sketch of tails, just to fuck with him. Like, hey, so this is what I'm doing in my spare time, you know? Now... Yeah, because that direct comes down to about here, so we can just assume that this one would stop about here, because they're a bit layered, and then must say, that's a great story actually. Why he hates devils, it's hilarious. The level of a grown-ass man holding a beef against a fictional character for 30 years. The more I think about it, the funnier it gets. I'm gonna have to figure out these shortcuts too, because I guarantee you there's a shortcut for manipulating the model, you know, or I can immediately just go to the grabby hand. I've actually got to I don't remember who actually originally did this artwork for Knuckles. I'm pretty sure this is from Advance 2? No, this is from Advance 1, I think. So this is the probably the second time or third, was it the third time in the franchise that they were drawn in this style? It's hard to remember because I think Advance 1 I think came out with the Game Boy Advance, so that would have come out in 2001. Ironically enough, considering that we're playing it, I believe, the same year as Oracle of Ages and Seasons, or maybe a year before. It's hard to keep track of like the dates for these Zelda game releases. They're so mediocre that it's hard to really remember when they came out. I will continually throw shade at Zelda. Continually. And I'm pretty sure I can probably make a separate layer for these like sketch layers afterward. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. I'll make cleanup layers for this stuff afterward. You know? That way, when it comes time to finishing this up, I can at least have the lines be a lot more neat and crisp, or at least once I'm done, or I can come back to this and clean up the lines once I get a bit more experience. You know, make it look a bit more neat. So, and kind of at this point have no shame in the scratchy sketch style of line work, because completely new project and completely new medium too. You know, the medium not being paper is definitely a factor. What did I just do? Okay, I didn't undo anything. That's good. I would say Knuckles has some thick ass fucking dreads. All things considered, like I've been in two minds about cutting mine off and restarting to grow them out thicker, but definitely not this thick. Like that feels too thick. You know? Okay, what am I doing here? Now you're just fucking about. If you're gonna make a, try and make a line, at least make it, you know, somewhat reasonable. Stick to it. No need for estimation here. There we go. See that? Ain't that better? Ain't that better? Ain't that better? Cleaner. Get rid of these fucking stragglers, because, you know, Knuckles is a better natural than me. He actually gets his hair done regularly, so he's not gonna have a whole bunch of like straggling dead hair. Okay, so we get here now. Just for funsies, let's just turn the base off. And yeah, no, this is looking like an enchilada. This is starting to look like an enchilada, and I'm okay for it. You know, making sure that back leg looks a bit fucked up and this front leg looks a bit fucked up. We can fix that. We can fix that. Just, you know, get it a bit more straight. There we go. No, not too bad. Not too bad now. Not too bad. And we got the quills. We got the muzzle. I forgot to actually give him a mouth on the muzzle, which, you know what, might as well do because it doesn't have much shading. And if I feel like changing it later, I can make him angry. Make him an angry Knuckles. We watched that movie Love Hurts the other day, and it cracked me up to no degree that the main villain's name was actually Knuckles. I don't know why that tickled me. Something vicious. It's so weird. Like, you're an Asian mob boss and you pick Knuckles as your name. Like, that doesn't seem right. Not saying that like you should be Chow Chang or some shit. You know, something offensively stereotypical. But really, Knuckles? That doesn't inspire much fear. If I was, I mean, I guess he did a lot of crime and a lot of beating, so that people would not laugh at the name Knuckles, because Knuckles is a name as a like, hey, it's your tag name. That's what we used to call them back in the day before, you know, MSN Messenger took world by storm and then became Skype because Microsoft feels the need to run things. We called them tag names back in the day, which is weird because I don't think the term gamer tag came into prevalence until after that era of the internet, but I digress. Well, yeah, no, your tag name being Knuckles makes no fucking sense. You know, that's not a fearful name. Who knows, maybe that movie is set in a world where we don't have a Sonic the Hedgehog, you know? So maybe Knuckles only exposes the fact that maybe you're going to get punched in the face. Which partially, to me, seems offensive for this character because he beats people up with a baseball bat, not his fists. And for some strange reason, fucking Boba straws. I don't care how the science pans out on that. I don't care how stiff those straws are. You should not be cutting people and lacerating fucking arteries with a Boba straw. I can forgive stabbing somebody in the eye with one, but like, really, you're gonna? That doesn't seem like it's death worthy. That seems more like a mild inconvenience. Like, yeah, now I'm gonna be blind in one eye. What a dick. But he did not chuckle when he did it, so, you know, at least it's kind of lore accurate to lore that doesn't apply to that movie. Can I move that in? Good thing is, actually, that it seems like zooming in definitely helps with keeping lines straight. I'm not going to draw out the entire scope of the arm on this one because, you know, it's that's definitely more of a perspective thing. Like, you're not going to see the full arm there with me. I'm neepy. I'm neepy. Not going to bed on time and then waking up at 4 in the morning to go to the gym. Not a good idea. Don't do it. Don't do it. Let's see. So we've got. So then I guess the next thing to do is work on the right hand. Get these mitts working. The hands, honestly, I think I might do a basic outline on them for now. Oh my god, this lo-fi mix of Tragic Prince though. Like, I feel like that's a stressed electronic violin. And that's what I'm hearing, you know? And I am for it. I am so for it. Especially using it in the place of the electric guitar in that track. Very unique. By the way, how are... You know what? I might as well just text her. It's easier than yelling across the room that she may not hear me because... These walls are surprisingly good at dampening sound. And I gotta start looking into the Zod server to see if anybody has any opinions on the beta for the first chapter. I finished recording that last night because I'm also doing voice work. I'm trying to learn how to do voice work too because learning one thing makes no sense. Learn 50. Learn 50 things and do them all poorly. I hope nobody ever hears that and takes that advice. That's a bad idea. Do not learn 50 things and take them poorly. Learn one thing and do it well. Considering the world that we live in, I highly recommend either plumbing or auto repair or carpentry. Plumbing, auto repair, carpentry. Masonry. Masonry is a good one. What is the thing? Fuck. Maybe this is not a Street Fighter night. Maybe I should go to bed in a bit. Let me at least finish the basic outlines on the hands. You know? That way I can possibly come back to this tomorrow and finish it. At least get the basic gist and outlines done. I know. The thing is with this, interesting about the way these are drawn is that I would assume that the perspective for the knuckles on Knuckles' knuckles would be about here. Right? So, just an estimate that we can go with, you know. Never actually noticed in this piece of artwork that they've got a bit of shading right here on the inner meat of the hand, and I think it is actually just called the meat of the hand. Actually, now that I think about it, and the shading on it is a lot more detailed than I would have given it credit for. You know, I guess because I'm actively trying to imitate it now, it's more important that I see it. We have not done his irises yet either, so let's actually give him some eyes. That's the first thing, give him some eyes. I'm gonna go to the base layer and turn the opacity up just a smidge, just so I can in this one see where that little bit of purple for his eye is. Gonna I can probably get it a bit better just so I can blot out the people. Okay. And then, for real, this scroll wheel is a godsend. I don't know how people drew anything without the ability to zoom in. It in and of itself feels preposterous. Like, why would you do that to yourself? Insane. Just, you're gonna do things and not zoom? Really? Come on, Stanley. You're not gonna zoom? Okay, this is gonna have to be really light because I don't want to actually get in the pixels of the inner iris. I just want to make a slight outline so I can. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Actually, I like the way that looks. Let's turn that base opacity all the way down. Let's see what we got here. Honestly, not too bad, you know? Yeah, not much to be proud of because it's still very much a trace, but, you know. Baby steps, you know? Just baby steps and you start. I want to go back to the body because I don't know what the hell that little white stripe is on his chest is. I genuinely do not know. It makes literally no sense to me what the hell that is meant to be. Oh, I should turn that up though. You know. Fuck it. One more layer for now. One more layer. Dumb chest, not nipple. Because, again, my humor has never advanced past the age of 16. To be fair, seeing it like this right now, it's giving me like Sonic Riders vibes in kind of the way that my line work works with the opacity and the colors. Honestly, I would like to know what made them go with that art style for Sonic Riders. It's a very interesting art style choice. You know? Now, we just gotta get the left hand. I'm gonna get the basic shape of the shoes out, you know, and then I'll save it and I'll call it a night because I want to be. I think I'll try and be in bed by 10:30. Then I can get up and okay. No, I am gonna make the knuckles their own separate layers. I'm gonna make the knuckles on the left hand their own separate layers. Because I can. And everybody always says the hardest part of learning digital art, it's one thing I keep hearing, is that it's hard to work in layers. So if I can get that down rather quickly and easily, I think it gives me a leg up in understanding how this all works up. I wonder if they did a lo-fi mix of Serenade and Sympathy in this as well. Because that piano is amazing in that track. Being fair, actually, that track, I Am the Wind, in, I think I Am the Wind was the ending song of the original release of Symphony of the Night, the 1997 release. And, yeah, there we go. Coliseum guitars. Do. I want to kind of just do this left shoe, right shoe. I might just outline this right now first, and then come back and do the shoes separately in their own separate set like of layers, you know. So we'd have 2 layers for these Lego pieces. Here's Lego feet. I don't think we've ever gotten confirmation about what the hell is meant to be on these shoes, like genuinely, because they're sure as hell not laces, and they're sure as hell not straps. Although maybe they're just plates. Like actual plates, and the designer shoe has these plates, and then the laces are tucked underneath the plates. That would be an interesting development. I wonder how this person's gonna do the final toccata. In a lot of respects, actually, if you didn't have those yellow banding, I guess that's why they have it, actually, now that I think about it. The yellow banding and the green banding on the shoes, I guess, is meant to show that he's not running around barefoot, which I guess, you know, people would have assumed, because the colors of Knuckles' fur do match his shoes quite a bit, you know? As if they can't. Actually, now that I think about it, apart from most characters have red in their shoes, so maybe the Sonic character designers just can't design shoes without having red in them most of the time. Like, I want to say the exception to this is Rouge, but like even her shoes have pink on them, which is basically just really light red. So who knows? Okay. I know actually doing the blocks is a very interesting thing because it does give a good use case for perspective on kind of cubic shaped items, you know. Like for the worksheet, the warm-up sheet, one of the things I'm like that she did was, yeah, we've got the cube, I don't know, we've got the pyramid, although I can't tell if that's equilateral pyramid or an isosceles one, but that's besides the point. Those terms still count for pyramids, right? I'm trying to remember. I know technically there are more than one type of pyramid, which makes sense because, you know, there's three different types of triangle. But losing my point. I know everybody learns how to do drawing squares in 3D. Everybody learns perspective on squares first. And we do, I mean, from what I remember, you do rectangles, but like, rectangles are never really that much of an important thing. I guess geometry is just always trying to justify itself and wondering how come it should be a part of core math in schools. Who knows? Like, I'm important. And the government's like, yeah, but when would you really need to know to use your need to know when to use your shapes? And whoever makes that statement probably was an architect at some point, just for added irony. Why? Why do I believe this? Why do I think this? Because my brain is very, very weird, and it will make the weirdest of connections and come up with the weirdest of theories. Well, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, because the dumb shit that I come up with should never be founded. And should never be given credence. If you're watching this, and I'm pretty sure you're not, but if you are, just let it be known, as moderately verbose as I am an idiot, and never let anybody tell you otherwise. Hence why I did that. Because I guess I'm assuming there's a function on either a long press or a short press with the left key that triggers a brush max resizing. So we'll say okay, that's almost done. These shoes are almost done. We already got the lines going for the gloves, so that's not very much to worry about as well. Okay, see, I thought that was the strap break for the shoes, but no, that was just shading. Not entirely sure how I feel about orange, like the accent shading color for this, but I'm assuming they're in close proximity, so it would make sense. Okay. And just like that, we have, to a degree, an enchilada. You know, just turn this all down. Yeah, no, we got line work for an enchilada. We can fucks with this. We can do shit with this. This is shit we can do with. That mouth is a bit too thick. Double lining right here. That can probably just be cleaned up and brought into one line here. A lot of just basic inking over here, so it's one continuous line as opposed to scratchy whatever the hell I'm doing. Although that is colored in, it is likely to be deleted. anyway, or covered up by a fill tool of some kind. But oh shit, no, I forgot the most important part of Knuckles' design that I shouldn't be forgetting. I'm doing it on one hand, but I'm doing it on the other. Left Knuckles. Because I'm adamant that one thing I hate about squats is that when I don't have a rest on my back, my upper back hurts for a good week. Anyway, I'm adamant that I want these knuckles on their own separate layer. Why? Because I'm extra. No rhyme, no reason. I don't have enough skill to have a viable reason for this. I just want to do it because I can. And that's okay. A lot of times there are things you can just do because you want to and you can. And it will bring no harm to anybody. You should cherish those moments because nah, that's too fat. That's too fit. You should cherish those moments. Those times when you could be as free as you want to be within the confines of the rigid world that we live in. There we go. Turn that opacity down on here. There we go. Now we have a Knuckles. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I may try and finish this up tomorrow or Monday. Or Monday. I'm still trying to work out the kinks in a streaming schedule and a doing things schedule because I want to be streaming a lot, but I also want to make sure that I go to the gym, and those are my two biggest counterpoints. And I do like some of the machines. You know, not all machines are bad when it comes to the gym. It's just a matter of knowing which ones to use and which ones to stay away from, and to use them properly. But that's a standard for a different time. We'll finish this up within the next couple days, and sorry, I think I'm kind of knocked out. Damn old. I used to be able to be up for hours on end for like 3 days straight. Anyway, yeah, no, we're gonna call it for now. I'm gonna call it for now. I think I really do want to try and finish this up tomorrow, actually, because I do kind of like the way it's coming out, you know. And it's entertaining to just work with a medium and yap for an hour, get your thoughts out in your rambles. So we're gonna hit save as Command Shift S. Line work stream 6-6 2025 2025 and then yeah, you should be saved. Where I need to be saved, but let's expand that just to be sure. Yep. Okay. Saved. If you save throughout the entire thing, thank you. I appreciate it. If you come across this and liked what you saw but couldn't stay, I hope you come back. If this monkey trying to do the arts with a pencil within his teeth inspires you, then go out and do something. You know, life isn't just about working and surviving, you gotta enjoy it too, the best ways you can. So that's what I'm trying to do. As always, you know, don't strive to be nice for real. Nice is not it. It's performative. It's goodness done with expectation. Always strive to be kind. Kind is important. Kind is empathetic. Kind is, it's humane. So please remember, don't be nice. Be kind to people. You never know when they're gonna need it. Have a good night.